Hey, what's up? Welcome. Today we're talking about business. This is where I'm at currently in my business and what are the immediate things that need to be taken care of. So let's just dive right in. So right now I have the infrastructure of an app, okay? And the app right now is B2C. Now, what I'm looking at doing is potentially finding a B2B2C client. Now, what does that mean? I have an app. I'm looking to white label my app, okay? So to be very clear, honestly, about what it is that I'm doing, I have created the best infrastructure in the world for guided meditation. The IP and the configuration of creating personalized guided meditation, nothing competes with what I have. Nothing competes with what the infrastructure, and I don't think anything will compete with it until my company is big enough to where people will look at it and reverse engineer it. But by the time that happens, I want to be so far developed that like my competitors don't stand a chance. So this is where I'm at. I realized that any good product, you're gonna have knockoffs. You're gonna have people who rip off your idea, build a cheap version of it and distribute it. And the way that I decided to move is, hey, rather than focusing on just my B2C product and letting people rip it and then market their shitty product better than mine, what if instead I became my own competition? I provided the infrastructure through which guided meditators, people who are building their own guided meditations in the space of personal development and like subconscious reprogramming space, what if I created the infrastructure through which they are distributing their brand and their product? So that's kind of where we're at right now. And I haven't closed any deal. Tomorrow I have a call. The current offers that I'm looking at is something to the effect of, we'll get your version of the app. Okay, so let me break it down. Let me break it down a little bit better, okay? You have back end, and then you have front end. Now, right now, this is me. Okay? The idea here is to take the infrastructure and build a new front end of the client, which is going to be a girl. The first client will be a girl. And that's the game plan. So this is going to be 100K. Now, the cool part about this is that I've already built this shit out. Now, the tricky part about this is that I'm not a senior technical dev. I spent the past 6 months of my own energy learning how to build this shit, and I vibe coded everything brick by brick. I'm not using any no-code platform. I'm using Cloud Code and Cursor, Cloud Code and Codex. But I've done it and it works, and it's like very thoroughly vibe coded, okay? Now, something that I've been thinking about is, okay, well, this doesn't have white label architecture. It doesn't have like official. If I had known that I was gonna white label this on the front end, knowing what I know now, yeah, I would have built this from the very beginning in a completely different way, the architecture of the app. However, that's not what happened, that's not reality. So right now I'm facing, okay, in closing this deal, this is something that I might have to address in the future. It's something I will likely have to address in the future, especially if I want to continue with the white label model. We need to make the architecture of the app something that's a little bit more sustainable and scalable. The thing is that right now, that's not the priority because I don't even have my first B2B client. So we can maybe entertain this, maybe we can open this conversation back up once I close a high ticket deal. Now, you might be wondering, holy fuck, why 100K? Actually, that's not that actually not that much. Standard market rates for going to an influencer and saying, hey, or like an influencer coming to a dev and saying, yo, build me an app. I have an idea for an app, build me an app. It's usually gonna cost around 150 to 200K, and the timeline for distribution is about 3 to 5 months. So my offer here is like, hey, the sooner you can get an app, the sooner you can distribute this, the sooner you can get your own app, the better. Like we're moving in like things are evolving super rapidly. So the time proposition here is where the majority of the value is. Not to mention the fact that like my personal network and my professional network, when it comes to like I'm in San Francisco and I'm tapped in to people who can build fucking software. If I can't do it, then I can find someone who can. And my discretion for identifying high leveraged, high skilled, high talent producers, my discretion is high quality. So this is the game plan. It is within the realm of possibility that tomorrow I close a $100,000 deal. And if that happens, then, and when that happens, this shit is it's gonna change things. I'll just be playing a different game because I've got capital on the front end. Now I'll be making sure that the client is happy and that we're producing what we claimed to have produced, okay? So this is great. This is cool. And that's kind of where we're at. Now, on a completely separate side of things, which isn't really separate because everything's connected, marketing systems. Regardless of whether or not I close a client, I've got my own version of the app. I basically white labeled my app to myself. I am one of the influencers through which I am using, like, exercising the guided meditation, if that makes sense. So I've white labeled it to myself. Oh, this is brilliant. I'm figuring it out as I go, but so now I have to figure out content systems. I have to figure out my marketing plans. Now, the cool thing about bridging the the cool thing about where I'm at, building a company that I'm white labeling and also being a front man or an entity through which the white label would distribute to, is the cool thing about that is that the more that I figure out my marketing systems, the more I'm basically able to offer that to all of the clients that I work with. So, yeah, that's like, I don't exactly know what that looks like. All I know is that data and volume data and video volume is important. And the way that I see it is if content systems are going to be made regardless, then like it's something that I am able to offer in my value proposition to potential clients. Okay, so let's contextualize this in a way that is practical. You are an influencer. You got 200,000 followers. You don't have experience with tech. All you want to do is make videos and close one-on-one deals with your coaching business, and you don't want to worry about maintaining the code. And so you delegate all of that to my company. Also, I'm going to help you market and scale this app. I'm not going to build this app and say, hey, okay, cool. Well, now the app's in your hands. Like, good luck scaling it. No, my objective is to scale every single white label app that I can. As of right now, there may be data that I get in the future that makes me change my opinion, you know. But right now, the primary focus is let me close a client. Let me close a deal. Like, let's make something happen, right? Now, cool. So yeah, that's something that I'm currently working out right now with one of my team members. Well, I only have one team member right now. The idea here is, let's say, okay, this video right here. Let's say I have this long form video, maybe 10, 12 minutes, post it on YouTube. I have some sort of system. That will take this long form video and turn it into 5 to 10 short form pieces. And then I take these 5 to 10 short form pieces and distribute that on 3 different short form platforms: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. And I'm building another app where it takes the transcription of this video, okay? Takes the transcription of this video, transcribes it into this writing app, and creates writing posts for LinkedIn, X, and Threads. Bingo. So my front-end investment, not only as my own personal brand, but as a business owner, I get to record a 10-minute long video, and like that in itself takes care of 30 pieces of short form content distributed across 3 different platforms, and also 1 to 3 writing posts that are distributed. And this is happening every single day. Every single day that I upload a 5 to 10 to 12 minute long video. You see what I'm saying? So this is where my head's at, and as much I'll end it with this. There's a million things that a business owner can do, and having discernment, having discretion for identifying the most leveraged course of action is what makes you valuable as a business owner. Because ultimately, how the quality of your discretion determines the quality of your output. So, for me, the greatest I have foresight. I have foresight for what is the most valuable thing right now: content system. Because without content, I'm not getting customers. I need to take advantage of organic as much as possible right now, especially due to the fact that I currently don't have an investor, and I currently don't have a lot of cash. We are bootstrapping this thing at the moment. And marketing strategy, that's a whole nother video. That's like, we could talk about this forever. But taking back to the main point of the end is like system. The best course of action for me to take right now is going from 0 to 1 on the content system so that we can start iterating on the system. Because, look, posting, the fact of the matter is that posting 30 pieces of content that are a 6.5 out of 10 in quality is better than posting 0. Cool. See you next time.